転倒時に備えて防水モードで待機。ドライヤー、ラムネ。ラムネでブドウ糖摂取。全身マッサージ。
Masterful Cat. And honestly, at this point, like I've said it over and over again, the way Masterful Cat does its storytelling is in little mini arcs within each episode. And again, I think that's completely okay to do it that way. But the reality of it is just not every single arc is equal, right? It's just like every episode is not equal. Like you might have one that's a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 6 out of 10, and then overall your enjoyment of the anime was a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 at the end of everything, right? It's the same thing like if you were to compare, the first 5 hours of a video game to the last 5 hours, or the first 5 hours to the middle 5 hours of a game, or if the game's only 10 hours, you compare the first 2 hours to the next 8, right? It's the same way that all of those things work. Now, the reason I want to say all that is I think that this episode, the arc of our main girl getting, really almost blackout drunk, and you have Yukichi going and completely taking care of her, like going all the way down to making her miso soup, making sure that she gets sugar in her system, making sure that she gets like a detoxifying tea, making sure she takes a bath, getting her a face mask, putting a little roller on her when she's getting a little massage, all the way to her going to sleep. Basically, like nursing her from basically head to toe bean, you know what I mean? Like all the way. So much so that the next day she's not hungover. She's completely rejuvenated. She woke up early. She felt great. She even got a little clam soup in the morning, blah, 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 blah. And she's all filled up and everything, right? So that way she she amazed her coworkers of like, yo, how in the hell are you? You're a monster. How do you drink at night? How are you not hungover? Blah, blah, blah. Because most of the parties went home and like lay down in bed, whatever. Her face not swollen. She's glowing. You know what I mean? Like, and it's all because of Yukichi stuff. The other arcs I thought were like very inconsequential to me, but the other arc that I enjoyed this episode was the little kitty arc where Yukichi had to take care of the kitty. And, he kind of was like, the babysitter for this other cat. And eventually the cat also tried to like walk on 2 feet as well too. And I thought that was a really, really cool one. And then also, I guess the other one that I rather enjoyed as well too was the one where you had Yukichi joining the neighborhood people, the neighborhood watch, neighborhood whatever. They basically went to go and de-litter everything, and then they also went to go and like what do you call it? They fixed the hedges and stuff. So like they were like fixing up all of the bushery and the outdoor stuff and everything. He helped out with that too. So now he has another like 4 or 5. He has another like 4 or 5 people, older elderly folks who are on his side, knowing that he's just a big ass cat. So you have all of that. The stuff with like Saku's coworkers, all the stuff with like Saku's coworkers and stuff, like them mystifying her and like putting her on a pedestal, and then realizing how she was before and after, and wonder what changed and everything else as they try to set her up with the date and stuff. Like all that was like watchable, passable, I guess you could say. Like I was watching it, but I wasn't like that. I was just like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like just watching it, it was totally fine. I think those 2 arcs that I mentioned, plus the one where Yukichi goes and helps the neighborhood watch, I think those ones were like the best ones out of the episode. Everything else that happened, in between and everything, I thought was totally just like, it was fine. You know what I mean? It was fine. Overall, I would say this episode was a solid 7 out of 10. Totally watchable and enjoyable. Had really high moments, had really low moments to it. I think that's kind of what this show has given us at this time. Is just the highs are really high and the lows are really low. Like, and when I say low, I mean like boring. Like the entertaining is entertains, and the boring bores. You know what I mean? Like at that, I think that's where we are at this point. That's all I really have to say about this episode. So this one was episode number 9, I think. And we have a few more episodes. Let me double check. So we're actually getting 13 episodes this season. So we have episode 10, 11, 12, and 13. So we have 4 more episodes of this, which is pretty cool. This season. And if you guys didn't know as well, too, I just wanted to throw this information out there for you, is the studio behind this one is one that is Studio Gohan's, and this one also did the girl I like forgot her glasses. I was covering that earlier this season, but it was too boring. That one also does its show in episodic arcs. Basically, it just can't tell one cohesive story in one episode. It needs to break each episode up in like multiple little arcs and segments. For whatever reason, I guess this studio, I guess that's just the type of show that it decides to have. And then Studio Gohan's also did Handshakers. So, terrible show, but it was I watched it. I liked it, but it was awful. This studio also did that one as well. Anyways, I'm gonna leave you guys with those thoughts there. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Hit me with a subscribe if you guys are not subscribed to our content. Only got like 35 subscribers in the vlog. It's really, really weird. But got like, I don't know, 60,000 views, but 35 people subscribed. So I want to cry inside and just kind of like, you know, internally, I want my anime soul just dying. It was fine. Anyway, subscribe, like the video. See you in the next one. Peace out.